I was like, "Hey, good morning, chicken." Yeah, I was a couple seconds late. I was fixing some of the stream. There's like this new YouTube update. I guess it fixes the way you start up a stream. Because when you upload a YouTube video, it has the same layout. It's very different now. Let's see. So yesterday, or actually 2 days in a row, we've been seeing a nice rally on AMC at market open. Like right away, initially we see a market rally. This has happened for the last 2 days. So if this is the case right now, we should see a nice push, which fortunately is followed by a pullback. So let's see. Look at this. We're seeing this right now again. Very interesting. Saw this yesterday. We had 41.74 and we pulled back. This all happened in like 20 minutes or so. So let's see. There might be another push up here. Let's take a look at the news tab. What's today's date? The 23rd. I don't see anything apart from the top 20 trending stock. 20 trending. There's a lot of stocks. Of course, Clover's gonna be there. AMC. This is SPY. People are people on Wall Street Bets really talking about the index? I wouldn't doubt it. I think SPY hit a new high, 438. It's a couple cents off the highs. I think Nasdaq also is ripping really aggressively on pre-market. Look at this. Now it's dumping. Tesla, come on down. I have my alert there. Alrighty, AMC up 1.6% today. What's going on, Steve? Yeah, it's been a while. Kevin, there we go. 4 hours. Let's go to Twitter, pull up Ortex. There's been a lot of like hate towards Ortex lately. But to me, the way I see it is if you've been using Ortex since the beginning, since March, since January, and now that it's not showing data you want to see and you know, it's not confirming your bias, I think that's flawed. It's showing an increase of 2.24% with a short interest of 14.84%. Is my camera blurry, guys? Can you guys like, it looks very blurry. Looks like I'm in the steam room or something. Up, here we go. We're pulling back. See if we can like buy some shares. Oh, I didn't film me. I got in a little too late. Damn it. Oh, wait. It might give me another chance. Come on down. The background. I think it's like the camera right here. It is hot. It's hot out here. Morning, stocks lot. Hey, Ruff, what do you think I should exercise my 49 call option contract if they go into the money to retain 4,900 shares, or should I sell them and buy at market price? I don't know, man. It's up to you. I can't answer that. Personally, I don't trade options. Oh, man, it's bouncing. Damn, I really missed that bounce by like a split second. I can't answer that, brother. I don't do options, so I wouldn't, and I don't, I can't give financial advice. So personally, I don't know. I wouldn't put myself in a situation like that, so I can't answer that question. Morning, Keith. NRXP. Don't know what that is. Looks pretty good pre-market. 15 minutes. Nice. $8 on Monday pre-market. See, that's the problem with the 4 hour. The 4 hour tells you everything. The history of the chart tells you everything. What I see here is look at the last time it hit 76, pulled back. It had another decent rally to 64. It doesn't sustain the gains. Even on these gap ups you had here in February and March, they were all just ate up and brought back down to new lows. So I'd be very careful. Victor, man, I was wondering where you at, man. It's been a minute. Since then, man, crypto came under 30 one more time. Oh, I'm curious to see if you bought that dip. Perhaps Ripple, Dogecoin. Every time Bitcoin comes under, I tell myself, I'm gonna buy because I'm like 100% sure it's gonna rip up again. And I didn't buy this time because I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is the time it goes to 25K. Nope, it bounces right back to 32K. Oh man, been traveling nice. Doubled up on Matic, Polygon, huh? Yeah, it is vacation season. On Discord, I had a couple other people that are in Panama. It's nice. It's a humid place, and I've never been there. Clean, interesting people are friendly. Nervous as I'm about to surrender my passport. And he sent a picture. Oh, we have Rob on today. There we go. You see, he's on. He's in Panama. Uh, so I don't think Rob's gonna hop on with us today. He said he's gonna lurk. All right, let's buy some AMC. We're in, baby. I guess who has their coffee again? Hmm. Sorry about that. I think I hit my mic. Tesla came down. Oh my god, this is a delayed alert. This is the problem with Thinkorswim. Tesla came down like a couple, like 1 or 2 minutes ago. It's alerting me really late. Oh yeah, pharma stocks. Be careful. Oh, we dropped to what? 36.15, 36 is still coming down. Let's see if we could buy some more down here. 36, 35. Let's see. What are we average at? 36, 35. Let's buy 25 more. What is that? 36, 27. Not bad. No, it alerts me, but by the time it alerts me, it's already bouncing, so there's no point there. That was such an ugly drop here. So, yesterday I mentioned how yesterday and today were going to be very, very important days for AMC. Just looking at it from a technical perspective, and the reason being is today, and then we're already starting off pretty bad. Would be if it comes down under 35, down to like the 33 area, low 30s. It's not, and it closes near that level. It's not going to be looking great next week. It's the setup is going to be ugly. Oh, I'm sorry, Rob. I don't get the Discord notifications. I don't know why it doesn't ring. Hello? There we go. No, yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't ignoring you. No. Let me see. No, brother, no. I would never ignore. No, I don't know why Discord does this. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, no
Um,
worries.
yeah, I think YouTube should be able to hear you. No technical issues on YouTube.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Darth stacks a lot. Why in the hell are you buying biopharmas? What the hell? You like gambling?
No, yeah, we were talking about biostocks yesterday and how risky they are.
They've always been risky.
It's like a lotto. It's like a lottery ticket.
It really is. It is. It's exactly like buying lottery tickets.
A lousy picture says everyone is so unfocused. Random stocks after random stocks are flying. Everyone needs to focus. Hmm. I mean, it's not as bad as before, no? Like
Well,
back.
okay, lousy pictures, that would be collusion and market manipulation. That in and of itself would be a big problem.
I think there was a couple more stocks like a month ago or so that were more in like on the news, right? Like in Wall Street bets. We had Wendy's, Clover, ALF. There was a lot more tickers, I believe, like a month ago than there is right now.
Oh, they're adding new ones. I went and looked at WSB today, and uh, let's see, CLF. I think that's a steel company. Of course, they're still pump and climb.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, CLF is looking. It just looks bad. Look at this rally yesterday midday from 19 to 21. That looks like somewhat of a squeeze.
yeah, I haven't looked into the company. I was just looking at tickers, and I was just reviewing them just for something to make a notation for me to look into, see if it's actually a real company or if it's I don't know, SLV.
When was the last time you pulled up Vortex, Rob?
When we found out it was 2 days delayed information,
Like a month ago.
something like that.
And that sucks because isn't that like the most reliable data we have?
How reliable is 2 days late?
I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like the most reliable we can get is two
That's
days
like
late,
having to
right?
have a heart transplant and they stuck it on snail mail.
That's what. But no, I understand what you mean and I agree. But what I'm saying is like we can't go anywhere else for data. Like this is at least a measure. It might be a little, it might be off, but at least we kind of know, have an idea of where the numbers are looking like. That was my point.
Uh, well, shortsqueeze.com actually has up to date information daily. Now you have to extrapolate some. You got to do some guesstimations, some scientific wild ass guessing, and yourself. But once you start tracking something and you've got 30 days worth of data, you're actually probably going to be closer than even Vortex.
But
It's like I say, 2 days late information sucks.
don't they pull
I
off
will
from
not
FINRA
do
though?
it. Hmm?
Don't they just pull it off from FINRA?
No, from what I've read on their stuff, they pull it straight from the tape.
Hmm. The Ben says this is the problem. We don't have the same data as the big boys, which is the part of the problem. The average Joe should be able to trade in a fair market.
I agree. That's why I'm still looking at Dave Lauer's website. Because his information is supposed to be up to date and actually be competitive with Bloomberg Terminal.
So even Bloomberg is a little off.
Oh, dude, you've seen people where they post
Oh
Bloomberg Terminal
yeah,
and
yeah, you're right. You're right.
30 days behind.
The short
Yeah.
interest would be like really high still, but it'd be really outdated.
Or the delta,
The
the
beta.
negative delta factor is like minus 90. Wait, what?
Yeah, it would be really off. I remember I'd see. You're right. I forgot about that. There would be screenshots being shared all over the place with fake data. Not fake data, but very outdated. I mean, if you're paying 2,000, was it 24,000 a month? A year. I'm sorry.
Year, a year.
For so 2,000 a month for that. Just
Yeah.
it's not right. I mean, didn't recently a couple of Goldman Sachs derivative traders, I think they were like trading gold or I don't know, metals markets. They were caught with manipulation. This happened so many times, but again recently, I believe, with Goldman Sachs, I believe. And they were boasting about how easy it was to manipulate the markets.
Oh, yeah. Hey, lousy pictures. No, it's not so much that they short it. They just sell into the pump they made. Then they short it. Once all their long shares are gone, then they short it.
Yeah, look, quick Google search. Did Goldman Sachs create commodities market? Silver manipulation explained. Goldman Sachs market manipulators receive 120 million, and then it just cuts off there. Market manipulators, which is silver and gold. Precious metal. This was 2020 of last year September. J.P. Morgan actually fined 1.26 billion for manipulating precious metals.
Yeah, but how much did they make?
Oh, probably more than that.
Oh, you know it.
I mean, at that point, it's just a game, right? Like, oh, we're gonna get fined this amount. Let's
Yeah, well, we're going
make
to get
more
fined
than
anyway,
this.
so let's make as much money as we
Yeah,
can.
exactly.
I mean, I would like to say they're the true Robin Hood, but they're not because they're not giving it back to the people. So they're more along the lines of the sheriff of Nottingham.
The what?
Sheriff of Nottingham
What is that?
was responsible. Uh, the sheriff, the bad guy in Robin Hood.
Oh
Don't tell
no,
me you haven't
no,
read the book.
I don't think I've probably, but many years ago.
But anyway, long story short is, they get fined. Yeah, that's great. And if they get fined even 10% of what they made, that's a rarity. More along the lines, it's generally, 1% or less.
All right, AMC bounced back to 37.80. Now it's slightly pulling back.
The budget could be so fixed so quickly is if they fined them 5 times what they profited. All that goes to the federal government. Oh, Jesus.
I probably read the book when I was like in 6th grade. I don't know. I'm more of a nonfiction.
I'm more of a I don't care. Here, I'll read whatever interests me that at that time.
Yeah, Rob's what were you saying yesterday about your pinky?
I didn't say anything about my pinky. I said the
Oh,
dent's in something else.
oh yeah, that's what it was. They both win, Kevin. That's the problem. And then yesterday, it was all over Twitter too. Dark pool abuse. I think there was a there was this one website where you could look at the
I
dark
think
pool OTC numbers, and they looked at AMC, and it was like 70 or 76. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
that's on Stonko Tracker.
Oh, okay, there was a
They've
different
got,
website though. I remember.
Stonko Tracker tracks that too. But the Tracker numbers, I think, are off a little bit. They may not be counting the now discovered um, brokerages and dark pools out, in the European sector. Even though I thought those were against the law in Europe, but I guess they figured out a way to manipulate it over there too.
I don't borrowed. Even for the options, I don't think we've seen a lot of option activity, right? Like in early June, that could cause a gamma squeeze.
Yeah. See, the thing is I don't. I wanted to see what happened. All right, on GME, 426,000 shares expired last Friday. I'm waiting to see if those things get rewritten. I would have thought they got rewritten already, but I haven't seen them pop up yet. So I don't know if the new rules are kicking in and limiting them being able to do that. I don't know what's going on now.
Yeah, because like a month ago, there was a ton of options.
Hell, just last Friday, 426,000, 423,000, 426,000, something like that. It was over 400 in puts that expired.
So that kind of puts the gamma squeeze to the side, right?
Well, you got to have the gamma squeeze. You're going to have a lot of calls. You have a lot of people buying calls, um, and that's going to take interest, and interest is going
Definitely.
to be generated by good
Retail.
numbers.
It all comes
Blowout
down to
numbers.
demand. It all comes down to demand.
Yeah,
And then it has to evenly be spread around the strike prices. That's the thing too,
yeah.
because that's what
I
triggers
mean,
the whole chain.
you can't have 400,000 at 800, $800 a share. It's not going to have any influence whatsoever.
Yeah, it has to be reasonably spread out, because then that's what triggers the whole chain. All right, we're back down
Yeah, I mean,
36.50.
buying close to in the money forces them to to do some kind of covering on the off chance that it
The hedging.
goes up. So I mean, they have to hedge. They have to buy some shares. $800 a share when you're sitting there trading at 180, 200. Yeah, they're not going to buy any. That's just free money to the hedge funds and the market makers.
They wouldn't hedge.
No, they wouldn't hedge at all. At that far out of the money, they wouldn't hedge at all.
Hmm.
If they buy a share for one contract, I'd be damn surprised.
Hmm. You're right. Unless it starts getting close to that price or in the money, then at that point they're going to be losing money if they don't start to hedge.
Well, yeah, I mean, as it goes up, they would hedge, but they're not going to. I mean, that far out of the money? Nah,
Mm.
I wouldn't. I'd leave it naked. But as it goes up, I'd start buying in. But that far out of the money, I don't see it doing it.
Cleveland Indians baseball team changes name to Guardians. Nice. Morning, Tony. See what's trending on Twitter. Probably the Olympics. Tokyo 2020, Dragon Quest, Friday morning, Cleveland Guardians.
MG, are you asking if they are trying to keep it right around Max Payne?
Dark pool corruption is
Um,
actually trending as well.
and on which stock? You talking GME, AMC, Ford, Tesla? They have so much power that stocks. Yes. Okay, I ask a multi-part question and I get a yes.
Wait, what happened?
They have so much money, they have so much power, they have so much influence, and there's so much competition on Wall Street that um, you've got hedge funds that are long on certain stocks, and you've got their counterparty that's shorting it. So there's always a battle going on. So they always try and keep it at max pain. If somebody can influence the price movement up, then they win. But otherwise, it's going to stay right around max pain. In my opinions. Now, as bets come in, I say on AMC going to 50, and people are buying options contracts, which I don't agree with, because options are a big gamble and generally a waste of money. But when you do hit, you hit well. It's like hitting a straight up number on a roulette table. The max pain's going to adjust, and so the good hedge funds, the long hedge funds, they're going to help support that price. They're going to try and push it over. The short hedge funds are going to try and push it under, but wherever they're going to make the most money. And that's all it's ever about, money. So, I mean, I hope that helped clarify that, and it seems you do agree with the keeping around max pain. Okay, yeah.
I didn't even realize I had Tesla on the left-hand side of the chart instead of GameStop. I thought that was GameStop the whole time. What was that bio stock we were watching yesterday, guys? IGC, was it called? Was it this or no? I believe so. Look at this. Yeah, it is this one. Look, we were at 465 and we're talking about how risky these stocks are and how much of a pump and dump they can be. Today we're at $2. Be careful. AMC back down. See if we could hop it right in again. Let's buy some here. Did we get filled? No. Think or some you suck. The alert didn't even go off. Oh, now it does.
Booker, it's not going to 400 today. I'd like it to, but it's not.
Julio, what's going on? Yep, the games are tomorrow. Wait, GameStop to 400 today?
No, that's Booker asking.
Oh, yeah, he's messing around.
Yeah, he's trolling. He lives next door, and he knows. I'll get excited when something's fixing to happen. I ain't been excited. I had the music on. Normally I wake him up because I've got music blaring while I'm reading stuff. Doing research. And I don't know what has it been, Booker? A month or maybe more since I've actually had my music waking you up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, Rob would wake up at what 1 in the morning and start reading Bloomberg. He's just started analyzing the market already. So one step ahead of everybody. So when I wake up, usually Rob would already have all the news out. He'd be like, CPI came in at this number, unemployment, the jobless claims at this number, and I'd be catching up like literally 30 minutes to 45 minutes before the market opens. Or I'd just have Twitter inform me.
I'd sit there and read it as it came in, and share it. Share it in the Discord or share it with you before you went live.
Mm-hmm. So we're still seeing some pressure here on AMC near the lows at 35. Just hit a new low. Let's see. GameStop, come on. Haven't been
Morning,
keeping up.
Pam. Where you been, girl?
Pam, good morning.
Missed you. You've been gone a couple of days.
Question for the GameStop volume. Have you been keeping up with that? Have we been
Oh God,
seeing higher volume, lower volume?
GameStop volume sucks, man. It's the Sahara Desert out there. All you're really seeing traded are synthetic shares.
As for numbers, is it lower than like before? Like a
Oh
week
yeah, it's
ago,
going
two
down.
weeks ago? It's really going down, or is it just keeping steady?
No, it's going down. I mean, if you were to graph it, it's getting narrower and narrower. Um, will
Mm.
we ever get sub 1 million? It's looking like it.
I mean, I think that might be also the case with AMC slightly. Oh, we're still pulling down to new lows. It's buy more. What do you make of the low
Oh,
volume? The low volume is just simply nobody wants to buy, low demand. And the fact that I think people are holding, I think, is another factor. Yesterday was the second worst volume in a year, really. Yeah, that's the answer I was looking for. Thank you for that.
actually, it's the second worst year to date, even.
I'm trying to see how the graph looks like on the volume because I don't keep up with the volume. I think yesterday AMC I checked it out was 100 million, I believe, which is still ridiculous.
Okay, lousy pictures. Will it ever get to 400? Yes. In all honesty, I see GME once it gets its e-commerce rollout, pivot, whatever you want to call it, done. Then I see it. I honestly see it at above 500, just straight valuation. So I mean, I'm not even worried about a squeeze any longer. It's turned into such a long-term play now. Um, I'm just going to ride it out, see where it goes. If it squeezes, it squeezes. If it don't, it don't. I'm not going to worry about it. But heck, my average on my brokerage is 293, 297, something like that. My averages in my retirement accounts are, it's down at 50. My ex-wife's are 70 or 90, something like that. So I don't care where it goes. So, but it's just, it's turned into a long-term play. Went from a squeeze play to a long-term play, and I'm confident in the valuations. So you gotta figure out what you want to do.
The thing is, with GameStop and AMC too, is that they're correlated. So where AMC goes, GameStop's going too. That's the thing. Where
Not
AMC goes.
necessarily. Remember, they disconnected that, but when they technically disconnected when GameStop moved over to the Russell 1000. Now they are still in some of the same hedge funds. Some of the, I think, they created some meme stock fund ETFs and
Mm.
whatnot, so they're still connected there. But for the most part, they are they're disconnected now. Whereas before there was
It's like a
what was it,
candle.
46, I think, funds that were based on the Russell 2000. GameStop should be out of those. I'm questioning whether they are. As much as I see these things move in concert still, I'm questioning whether the Russell 2000 funds sold their shares, probably
Mm.
because they couldn't get shares to sell. So they may still have them on the books. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't think we'll know until the next filing date on those on those funds.
That would be when at the end of the quarter.
Yeah,
Couple months.
I agree, Ryan.
When is earnings, by the way? Uh, September 7. So literally 1 month and 2 days after AMC's. Morning, Chris. Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. We're looking for a rebound here on both GameStop and AMC. Off the lows, too. I don't want to see this hit a new low.
If you look at those side by sides. They are in lockstep.
That's what
Damn
I
well,
mean. Like, that's, I
but
mean,
they shouldn't be. They should be totally disconnected from each other. That's why I'm wondering if the the Russell 2000 funds that did hold them, if they're still holding them, and they can't get out of them because they don't have the shares anymore. They loaned them out, 18 times or whatever, or they were borrowed and broke up. It's just sent you something at Rob. Okay, guess I'll go check it out. I'm
uh,
kind of scared.
Madrid actually brings up a very good point as well. Since the share price on AMC is lower, especially with a lot of the like you mentioned entry retail investors, they see this as a better opportunity, primarily probably because it's cheaper. They can buy more shares.
Well, yes, and yeah, but I'm talking about by manipulation.
Oh no, this is
Uh,
just another
the
factor. Like another.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about via manipulation of the funds that hold them. GameStop should have the funds that held GameStop when it moved to the Russell 1000, because these Russell 2000 funds track it. You know, they should have sold, um, and we should have been picked up by the Russell 1000 and the Russell 3000. But maybe it's because they're sitting there saying, "Oh well, it's still in the top 2,000 because it's now in the top 1,000." Maybe they held on to their shares, but they should have. Really, you going to tear up the box? Really, they can hear you. I'm gonna have you declawed, you little fucker. Um, but maybe because it's still technically in the top 2,000, maybe they held on to it, but they should have reduced their exposure to it.
Mhm. I guess we'll just have to wait for the numbers.
Yeah, yeah, I want to see the filings.
Not even just for the
No, I don't have kids, Ben. I'm talking to my cats.
I want to see Mudrick's filings. So AMC will hit 30 before going back to 40. I mean, we've been there twice, and then we bounced first time off of 40 and the second time off 46. But right now we're in the middle. We're in between. We're at 35.86. We're holding pretty well. Anything under than that, then we're playing with fire. Fractional shares. All right, let's get a rebound above 36. Come on. I missed that Tesla dip by a split second.
Ryan, I think you're right. More so than AMC will squeeze and all of that. I think it's just that AMC stays in the news, and I think that's an on purpose thing.
Bam is calling for a jump on BlackBerry. Wait, does BlackBerry have earnings? No, this is way far out. This is September. Why is he calling a jump on BlackBerry? BlackBerry's another one of those stocks that's kind of tied with AMC and GameStop.
Well, it's a meme stock, and it was highly shorted. I don't know what it is now. I think it's under 10%.
You're buying some calls? Let's see. Let's go to his Twitter. He says he added BlackBerry coverage and right on schedule. The hedge funds paid propaganda machines went to work against me today. They know they're trapped. AMC BlackBerry. This was July 20 though.
I'm waiting. I'm so waiting for Ryan Cohen to go on CNBC, Fox Business, Bloomberg, and roll out their plans. I'm waiting for that
Yeah, I think that's like the
patiently.
biggest bear case, like the plan and whatnot. He hasn't
Yeah,
been on there for a while, right? Yeah, you're right.
he hasn't talked at all, and I'm just waiting. I mean, since the earnings call, the in the shareholder meeting, he hasn't said a word.
You're right.
So I'm just patiently waiting for that to happen, because that's going to be one hell of a.
Trigger.
Oh, you bet.
It's like
Yeah.
Bam tweeted this, by the way. Toothpaste doesn't just fly out of the tube by itself. It needs to be squeezed. You basically what he's saying is it needs a catalyst. I think that with Ryan Cohen and the plan, I think it's just gonna end the bear case because I think that's the biggest problem right now with GameStop.
Yeah. Nobody knows anything. Nothing's being said.
Yeah, it's been months too.
That's
I
why I'm
think
saying
even Kramer called him out.
if he were to go on, go on these news programs, um, it would explode. But he's sitting there still he's still laying the groundwork for whatever his plans are. And I'm patient enough to sit back and watch what happens.
I wish Adam Aaron would take a page from the RC book, the Ryan Cohn book. He is. I think Adam Aaron's making some decent moves. The whole UFC fight was and then premiering at AMC was, I think, was a brilliant move.
That was a good thinking outside the box thing. Um, Announcing that they were retracting the 25 million authorization. That that shouldn't have happened.
I think he should have
Uh,
just gone forth and raised the money. I think he thought that the same reaction on the stock would have happened like it did last time when they pulled back the 500. You know how it shot up since from there. I think he thought the same thing would have happened. 25 million isn't even a lot.
no, it's not, and that's why. I mean, that's why it wouldn't have had the impact that the 500 million. That problem Adam Aaron had was he basically diluted into every squeeze that was going on. And while that's all fine and good, he killed the squeeze.
Exactly. Madrid
He
asked.
should have he
Madrid
should
asked.
have waited until after the fact.
We're 100% agree with you on that one. I think that just you just answered Madrid's question. I was thinking the same thing. Adam Aaron's worst move was diluting pre-market when we were at $70. Worst move ever.
Or
When
even back during the first squeeze when it was only $20.
that too. That day, I truly believe AMC was gonna go to 100. By the way,
It was. I mean, hell, what was it? Pre-market, we were sitting at like 80, $90.
70 something. Yeah. I think he just got excited seeing the stock at that high. He's like, you know what, just go for it. Better, better safe than sorry. Elon
Uh,
Musk.
Ben, it's not so much that he has a period where he can't say anything that has long expired. Um, there's no basically gag clause anywhere right now. But he doesn't want to give away what his plans are ahead of time. Um, there is still a significant short interest out there that's hidden in the ETF shorting and in what was in options contracts. There's still a significant amount of short interest out there, not counting any synthetic shares, that the retail owns. Even though I guess they could be counted as part of it. I mean, the short interest is because of the synthetic shares. But anyway, the the plans he's laying, if short hedge funds, and let's just assume, and that's all it is, an assumption, Citadel Partners is one of the biggest shorters out there for them. They have billions and billions of dollars that they could turn around and destroy whatever company that Cohen is planning on working with. If he were to, share his plans. Right now, nobody has any idea other than the board of directors what their plans are. Nobody's talking. So that being the case, with all the things they've talked about, it's impossible for anybody to try and get ahead of them and destroy these plans. Ryan Cohen is not going to say a word until he's ready to roll it out. And I think that's the best thing. It's just, I'm as impatient as all of y'all because I want my money.
Yeah.
but but the thing is if he talks about it ahead of time, his plans can be thwarted or screwed with, and I'd rather not see that happen. Um, I'd rather see them all get taken by surprise, just as surprised as I'm going to be, and that way I can benefit off of it. Company's going to benefit off of it too, because I guarantee you, they will be doing some dilution, and that's fine. But they've already got $2 billion in cash sitting in the bank and no debt, unlike AMC, which is 12 to 15 billion, and they've diluted every share they can, including bonus shares to the board of directors and officers. So AMC is safe as far as dilution is concerned for now. It's a matter of people getting tired of holding and waiting and sitting there with, they want to take their profits, because eventually it's going to come back down when these bills start coming due. Especially, I'm not real happy with that announcement that they were buying a couple of theaters out in LA or
Oh yeah, the Americana,
California.
the Grove.
I think that was one of the dumbest decisions that they could have made. But hey, it is what it is. Decisions made. It's already been. I'm sure the ink's already dry on the paperwork.
Hmm. Oh, did you hear about the lawyer case with Wes Christian? I believe that's his name.
Oh, I haven't kept up on that. All I know is I thought I saw some kind of water cooler talk about, well, they made their initial 100,000, then they said, oh, we made this much, so let's up the requirement.
Oh, that was the Chad guy situation where I brought that up because I thought it was interesting. There was a certain like limit on the GoFundMe, and he kept raising it every time he saw it hit the limit because he probably thought, oh my gosh, like people are really actually donating, you know?
So aren't Chad and Karen kind of related in somehow?
I don't know. I do not know. But I mean, AMC coming off the highs of what did we hit, like 70 something, 72.62, and we're now at 35. Do you think that's what people are falling back on now? To see if the SEC just steps in or there's a case build up. Do you think that's like one of the last hopes there is for this stock, or do you
I
think?
don't think. Okay. um, if anybody has any hope for the SEC to step in and do anything, the only thing they're going to step into is, a CVS or something like that to get some hand lotion so that they can go back to their desk and watch OnlyFans or porn or whatever.
I
Um,
heard about that and I looked it up, and surprisingly, it was real. It was true, that situation.
it
I
was true.
cannot. I thought it was a joke. Honestly, I forgot where I saw it. I'm like, yeah, people are going, a little too far with the jokes. But I looked it up. I'm like, there's no way this happened. Like, there's no way this was an actual situation. I couldn't believe it.
But that's the only stepping in they're going to do.
And not just that, but it takes time. No, it takes years to build a case like that.
Yeah, but I mean, I wonder why it takes years. Maybe because they're sitting there watching too much fucking porn. Pardon my French.
There was so much upward pressure, and they're putting retail buying on dark pools, so it doesn't affect the stock price. We hit a new low, by the way, 35.11. We bought some shares here. Somebody tweeted on
Okay,
Twitter.
Frank, just a question for you then, if you firmly believe that, and I don't have a problem with whatever your belief is, but all right, so let's say that is the case. All right. Um, if no apes are selling, and all these hundreds of millions of shares and trades daily on a 500 million authorized share count, if you're trading in 1 week's time the
The whole
total authorized shares, how can there not be buying pressure? And this is where I tend to think people are disconnecting from reality to view a story the way they want to see it. And you know, I could be wrong, but th- this is total manipulation in the fact that you've got big firms out there that are sitting there loaning out their shares, and they're getting their shares back. And the hedge funds, the short hedge funds, are trying to stay ahead of a short interest curve, an FTD curve, and they are sitting there borrowing shares to return shares, or they're buying shares. They're sitting there buying and selling from themselves to try and get ahead of this FTD cycle, or stay ahead of this FTD cycle, or stay even with it even. Um, Now, if you can ever figure out what the true actual short interest is on AMC, then then you've got a place to start with. But nobody that I know of on any of the AMC Reddit sites has actually done any good DD on anything as far as that's related. They throw out some big ass numbers, but they don't base it on anything. Me, I sit there and because I'm basically the GME guy, I sit there and I track sites, I track reporting, and I put it in a spreadsheet. So I track it, I track them on a daily basis. So I have a pretty solid idea of what GME's short interest is. And I'm real conservative on my numbers, and I might even still be high, but when I sit there and I see people say 1.5 billion, 1 billion, 400 million, and shit like that, I'm like, guys, come on. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. And I'm not talking about AMC here. I'm talking about some GME people saying this stuff. I'm like, stop drinking the Kool-Aid. It's not that high. Um, and that's why I'm not worried about a squeeze any longer, because I also know that they basically only have to take care of about 45 to 50% of whatever the SI is, so that they can stay in margin. Now, if I were to throw a number out there, I think it's around 92 million short interest on GME only. As far as AMC, I don't know. I don't track it any longer. I stopped tracking it a couple of months back. But even back then, it wasn't that high. It might have been around 100 million, I think, if I recall correctly. But, you can sit there and say there's buying pressure being routed through dark pools, but until you have factual data, it's just an opinion, partner.
See that
And mine's only an opinion.
that's where I'm in between, because if people are out here saying all this data is manipulated, then why are people? See, I don't know where they pulled this dark pool data from. I'm being honest. I know there was a website. Oh, I remember Chameleon something. I remembered. It was called Chameleon something. I think that's where they got it from, where it shows the OTC and dark pool volumes. What makes you think that is not manipulated? It could be lower, it could be higher. We don't know. But I think you bring up a very important point about the biases and just human psychology. I think it's been very apparent these last 6 months, and the human mind doesn't like having gaps. It doesn't like not knowing stuff. So it just started to come
Right.
up with like these stories to just make it seem like,
Stories,
yeah,
theories, and it's all
theories.
theories until you can prove it.
Exactly. That's the
Uh,
hard part, because this isn't a business, right? This is a stock market, you know? It's very hard, especially when you're playing with manipulated data.
so, I mean, and yeah, you're going to, and actually, the one thing, and I think, I can't remember who it was. Was it you, Ryan, or Robert? Or it was somebody that said something about AMC being cheaper. And so,
Oh yeah.
it easier entry point. Um, it's also an easier day trade or swing trade, just because of the price point. So yeah, it's some of that volume that you see is day traders, because they know the apes aren't going to sell, so they're going to sit there and play it too.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's a safer bet. It's a safer play.
Somebody tweeted this out like literally like 7 minutes ago. Trolling on Twitter is all good, But if you're genuinely mad at someone because they have a different opinion or position in the market
Oh,
trading,
wow.
probably not for you. If anything, you should pay the most attention to those who have opposite opinions. That's a very good tweet. Any news on the McAfee? I mean, I thought he quote unquote he committed suicide, right?
Yeah,
That's all I
yeah,
remember
he
reading
was,
on the
yeah,
news.
he was fixing to get deported and supposedly committed suicide.
But he left a note though. I sent a picture of the note he left, and his wife said he wasn't there wasn't any like signs that he was gonna take his life. So I don't know. It's really shady.
I don't know if I was fixing to go to prison for 30 years and I'm 60 years old. That means I'm dying in prison. I'm not sure I'd want to go.
That's true. BlackBerry is not a meme. BlackBerry's undervalued.
They killed himself. That's okay. I always just say, somebody was Hillaried.
Let's see. Ortex refresh this. McAfee was like a little Elon Musk. A couple like when I first started trading, he was always in the news. You know who else was always in the news? Um, that one guy, the pharmaceutical guy, pharmaceutical boy. What's his name? Shkreli,
Oh,
Martin
yeah, the
Shkreli,
one that actually went to prison.
the
Yeah,
one that the
Skrelly.
one that raised the prices like 700%
Yeah,
and made a
I
lot of
agree.
money,
Better keep going. You better add another zero to that.
or 1,000%. I don't even. It was like from what,
Yeah,
a couple
it
bucks to
was
like
something
700.
insane. It was something insane.
Yeah, he was always in the news with McAfee. So I mean, 5 years later, here we are, and one's in prison and one's dead. You know, it's crazy to just look back.
Yeah, but Skrelly is actually, I mean, when he gets out, he'll still have his money
Oh,
hidden away
he's coming
somewhere.
out in 2 years, I believe, in
Yeah,
2023.
I was going to say, he still has a life he can live.
Oh, absolutely. Just jumped on real quick to click the like button and say have a great weekend. I appreciate that, John. If you guys are enjoying this, I would appreciate that. Slap the like button. Might have been fake, but it was him saying he got a message from them saying we're coming to, yeah. But didn't he kind of, didn't he find a lot of government information from the computers he actually gave him or something like that?
If that's the case, why hasn't it come out? Because it was supposed to come out upon his death if he died of mysterious circumstances. It was supposed to have been released, and it hasn't come out.
I think they just expect people to forget about him or what?
I already did.
I did too until they brought it up. The Wu Tang album, he still owns that. You're right. He paid like what, $3 million for that album. I think Joe Rogan wanted to buy it off of him while he was in prison. Exactly,
I have
facts a
no.
lot. He did something. He implanted malware on the crap he gave him, and he had all this information, all these documents, and the government found out, and that's exactly why they were coming after him or something like that.
Yeah, but if he had all these documents, they were supposed to have been released, right? If I'm not mistaken, that's one of the things he said. Something happens to me, these documents are coming out.
But he also has like a weird, pretty shady past too. They were saying he also shot his neighbor. He killed his neighbor. McAfee killed his neighbor,
Yeah,
and
down in Colombia or some shit like
something like
that.
that.
South American country. Yeah,
Yeah,
his neighbor disappeared.
he fled the country, and then the dude he killed, his daughter actually sued McAfee for like 20 million, and she won. So he had to pay her like 20 million, something like that.
I think that's why he was getting extradited, was because of that incident. 'Cause otherwise, I don't think the government, whatever country he was in, wasn't going to extradite him.
All right, AMC's sitting here at 35. We're still in between 30s and 40s, man. I don't know where this is gonna go. We still have a whole trading day. It's only 1 hour in. That was the guy who was supposed to release it. The guy he killed, really? Oh man.
Darth, you're talking. Okay, hold on. I gotta scroll back up. Darth, don't let it. I'm guessing your boy Morant hear that. I'm guessing you're talking about what I say the short interest is actually on GME. Yeah, I know. I can agree to disagree with somebody. I think they're silly or drinking some Kool-Aid, but hey, it's whatever.
Drinking some Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I use that a lot.
Or the rose colored glasses.
Nah, I got away from that one once the Kool-Aid thing came out. Even though I think it was about the same time, if I recall.
I think I need to start my own Kool-Aid company.
David, my best guess is somewhere just over 90,000 or 90 million. Oh, yeah, okay, that. All right, well, I don't know. I don't think Morantz would care either way, to be honest with you, Darth.
Honestly, I think it's usually the younger people who are the craziest with the ideas out there and the most aggressive, honestly. Stonkade. Because I remember when I first started trading, I would hate anybody that would disagree with me. The terminology show and hedgy they weren't around at the time, but you would just dislike somebody who disagreed with you. You would just call them wrong, tell them they're wrong, you're right, and now it's very opposite. Now I want people to disagree. Now I want to see both sides of the story.
Well, exactly. I mean, that's the only way you get a full picture
No,
is
uh-huh.
looking at somebody else's theory, somebody else's data, and looking at it with an honest eye.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, I've always been that way. I want to know the truth. I don't want. I try not to lock in on and laser vision on something unless I'm making out hunting or at the target range. That's the only time I'll laser focus. Beyond that, I've got a wide field of vision, and I'll look at anything, and then I will weigh it out and balance it out and see if I can figure out wherein lies that one simple grain of truth.
And that's not just a principle for the stock market. That's just life.
That's the life.
In
Yeah,
life, man, that's a life
that's everything.
principle. Ralph, who is someone that you disagree with but think is worth reading and listening to? Who's someone that you disagree with? Like in what? That's like so general. It's like I'm pretty sure you mean like the stock market or
Doesn't matter. Just pick somebody. I mean, you.
I mean,
Uh,
I'd say let's go with Michael Burry. Michael Burry. I think the Fed's gonna win. And I disagree with a lot of people saying that some people are all the apes are holding and whatnot. I think some are selling, quite honestly. I think some are trading it, swing trading it. I think people are. I disagree
Darth,
with
I
people on
hate
that.
you. I hate Darth. I'm going to ban him.
Why? What happened?
He mentioned what I said over in Morantz's chat, and Morantz and the whole chat went bananas. He's saying,
See,
"All
that's a
right,
problem. That screams cult. Those people who say AMC is not a cult, AMC is a cult. These stocks are
well,
cult-ish.
GME has its own cultish people
Tesla
too.
does too. Tesla does too. There's cults everywhere right now in the market.
Yeah,
Bitcoin, oh my God, Bitcoin's like the worst. The Bitcoin cult.
they're all. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You pick any issue, taxes, voting rights, immigrate. There's cults on either side of every conversation.
All right,
Always.
exactly. Highly intelligent people are more likely to be depressed. You are right because they see the world how it really is. They see the truth.
I'm not depressed. I just don't like anybody. I don't like the world. I don't like people.
Red Boker says Safe Moon people are the worst. Really? I haven't really seen Safe Moon being talked about a lot.
I think he's got a buddy that's real hot on Safe Moon and won't listen to anything other than Safe Moon's the greatest thing in the world. Going to the moon.
Oh man. Alrighty, we're seeing here. All right, we had a nice little rebound on AMC off of the low 34s, but it's not holding support. Let's
All right,
see.
look. I'm going to say something that's not going to be popular with any of your followers. I sat back, when GME was sitting there bouncing between 60 and 50. I was sitting there flipping it back and forth because it started trading that range and stayed trading in that range for what was it, a couple of weeks, almost a month. And I
Mhm.
was sitting there flipping it. And then every time I would buy back in, I'd buy back in more shares. Right now, it's looking like AMC is falling into this pattern.
It is. I
If
mean,
you guys want to, jack that short interest up,
oh, what the
I would
heck?
sit there. I would sit here and play this. Every time it goes to 40, sell. Every time it goes back down to 34, because it's a good trading range where you
It
can make some
is.
good money.
It is, and I noticed that like a couple of days ago when we got rejected at 46. I'm like, you know what? And I already had the idea that I think people are doing that. And I think this just confirms that people are they don't
That's what they're doing.
they don't want to go
They're
online and
making
say they're
6 bucks.
trading this and whatnot. Like I'm doing it in front of you guys just because that's who I am. I'm always transparent. I've been like this even before AMC and GameStop. I would do this with Tesla all the time, and this is just to me another stock, another opportunity. I'm not trying to fall in love with AMC.
And you're in the market to make money. Everybody's in the market
Exactly.
to make money.
I'm here to make
Um,
money. Unless I'm making millions off super chats and merchandise, then that's a whole different story.
yeah, then you're gonna pump whatever your
The
fans
narrative,
want it.
exactly. Whatever you guys, I'm not that guy, and I've said that since the beginning. I'm not that guy.
Lance,
If I don't believe in
you
something,
and
I don't
Lance, I
take.
think, are two of the most genuine YouTubers out there. And I've looked at a couple of others, and I'm just like, oh my God, really? Oh shit! I don't believe a word you're saying because you're sitting there pumping these super chats, Patreon, and buy my
Discord.
merch, and it's like, really?
It's nuts.
Okay,
This
so
is
you,
a whole money heist. The way I see it, it's a
yeah,
cash grab. It's gone. It's really if AMC in January till now, my opinion has just like flipped like crazy. Like I've just had so many ideas, so many thoughts, and sometimes it makes me sad to think about it. But at the end of the day, like I'll always look. I'll try to see people's incentives. What makes them do what they do? Incentives you. I always look at it from that perspective. People move to pleasure. People avoid pain. Why do people do this? Think about it.
I don't think most cultists don't think, because if they did, they'd actually investigate what they're reading.
And all the people here watching are like probably the people that you guys look at it both sides, because you guys wouldn't be watching me here right now. Honestly, all those people left already. Bagel Boy,
Bagel Boy, I
who's that?
think didn't he lose
Oh,
his license? Didn't he
um,
lose his license, banned forever from uh you know being a broker or
wait,
trading
what's
other
his name?
people's money?
What's his name? Bruce, right?
Uncle Bruce,
When I
yeah.
was watching him, he always had great insight, but what I found curious was that he would never trade. I think he said that he doesn't want to go against his followers' opinions, but somebody brought up some documentation that he was caught with fraud and he got suspended from the markets, something like that. So is that really why he doesn't trade?
Yeah. That's what I understand. I didn't go back and research it. Uh, so I'm just running off of rumor. But if he was banned, I wouldn't take his advice for shit. I would. I
He's
don't
probably
even watch
shorting.
him because I don't want even want him getting ad revenue.
He's probably shorting the stocks for all we know. You don't know. A lot of the people who say or just are hiding positions, they're not being transparent. That to me is the biggest red flag already. When they say they're bullish on this, they're doing this, and there's no proof to back it up. There's no transparency. That has always been my biggest red flag. Even when I first started trading, I would look up to these people, by the way. And then I started slowly realizing, you know what? I think some of these people are full of crap.
Well, also if they don't have the backbone to tell you and show you prove their position, then how how is it that they can be believable? And I've shown you,
Oh, 100%.
I'm pretty sure I've shown the Discord. I'm pretty sure I've posted screenshots of my accounts in Discord. And, you know, these are my positions. Take it or leave it. This is why I'm here. This is the, this is what I believe in. These are the companies that I've done some research into, and I think they're good companies. Beyond that, I won't give an opinion. But hey, at least I back my
100%.
position up when I sit there and I say I own 5,000 shares plus of GME. I've got the documentation to prove it. Do these?
Especially. 100%.
Yeah. And I've shown my documentation on the trades with AMC where I'm down 50 grand too.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I, I don't have any problem backing up what I say.
And and
But
and that's and you're not on here on YouTube selling anything either. It's like you're
nope,
yourself, but when you're going to be taking people's money like that and you're misleading them, that doesn't sit right with me at all.
it doesn't. And none of these guys that I know of will sit there and show you, their position.
Mm-mm. AMC going to 30 from what it looks like we just hit any low. Literally what I'm doing is buying every dip and selling every rip, and it's worked out the whole entire morning. If you guys have noticed that, I've just been buying the dip and selling every rip. Bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here. That's exactly what we were talking about earlier. I think some other people are doing this, but they just don't want to admit. And there's nothing wrong if you're here to make money. If not, I don't know what you're here for. I truly don't.
Well, Ralph, that's a good question because you're a day trader at heart.
That is, yeah,
That's how you
exactly.
started your channel. That's how you built your channel, and that's what you went back to.
It was
Um,
so hard to just hold a stock that went against all my principles and my beliefs and my strategy. I tried so hard and it worked out. It could have worked out even better if I would have held to 70 and sold there. Like honestly, the whole AMC went to 70, I sold at 10. I don't think I would have maximized the whole run though. In hindsight, everyone's a genius. In hindsight, you could have made this much money. You could have played it out perfectly. But I would have probably sold at 50. I don't know. 60, 45. I wouldn't have timed it perfectly. So there's that.
well, honestly, if I had, my original buy-in, if I had managed to hang on to that through all of this bullshit, all the dilution, all the 500 million share proposal, blah blah blah, if I'd held on to all of that, um, I'd been up. What was it? Bought in.
Oh,
I bought in with like 200,000, and I would have been at 6 to 700,000. So,
yeah, you went in big.
but 2020 hindsight. Yeah, it's all fine and good. You never know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Now, when you start looking at the fundamentals, there's a big difference between these two companies being displayed. Huge difference.
Hmm.
Um, so
That's the
that's why
problem.
I back one company. I'm sitting there and I support everybody that's in AMC, but uh, I wouldn't touch this thing until it gets under 20
Till then, I'm
and
just
burned
gonna be day
twice by
trading.
Adamare and all that shit. And I won't. I ain't gonna walk right back into it.
That's the problem with hindsight. People are gonna judge your decisions based on the outcome that happened, not if it was a sound decision at the time, a reasonable decision. Still at 35. You could day trade GameStop too. I don't think so. There isn't really a lot of.
It hasn't maintained uh, a price range right now. I mean, it went up to 197 and it's coming back down. Mostly, I think, because of where Max Payne is, but it's been all over the board. It hasn't been something I feel comfortable with watching. Sitting there or doing something I feel comfortable with as far as a day trade or a swing trade. Because I mean, it can rip at any point in time, and then I'd be screwed. Now, if it was down at $50, yeah, because that's where I felt comfortable doing it. I went from 600 shares to 776 shares over that time frame.
Let's see, I'm gonna set an alert here. Tesla's so close to coming down as well. Alert here. All right, I think we might end it here, guys.
And with that being said,
I'll let Rob do the honors. I'll give you guys a quick little glance at the Ortex data. I'll keep you guys updated with the Ortex data in our free Discord. I'll plug in the Discord link here in the chat. But if you guys enjoyed this, make sure you slap a like button. I greatly appreciate that. Subscribe if you are new. We go live every single day, Monday through Friday at Market Open. And I'll let Rob do the honors. Thank you, Rob, for
oh
coming
hell
on.
no, no, I don't do that. Your channel. Other than everybody have a good weekend. Make sure you get out, get some exercise,
Exactly.
stay hydrated.
See, Rob knows.
Get the hell away from the computer. The stock market ain't doing jack shit over the weekend. The Reddit, the Reddit subreddits, they're all going to be stupid anyway. Nothing but memes and fear mongering.
There's some good DD, by the way. Sometimes there's some good insights, but for the most part, there's a lot of noise.
Yeah, but you can catch up on that shit Monday morning.
Right.
I mean, yeah, that's why they have the flares. DD flare, possible DD flare, news. That's when you can check shit out. Get out of the house. Go enjoy life.
Life is beautiful. Life is good. We're alive.
It is. Everybody have a great weekend.
Thank you, Rob. Peace out, everybody. Here's the Ortex data quickly. Up 2.44%, up 2.47%, 14.87% SI. Return shares 668K. Borrowed shares 2.99 million, close to 3 milli. Like I said, I'll keep you guys updated on that Ortex data every hour or so. And with now AMC being at 35 and Tesla actually coming down under our alert here to the new low of 638, we got into that SPY. SPY hit a new high, baby. That 401k portfolio is looking juicy, huh? Is this a new high? Yes. The SPY just hit a new high. Stonks only go up. That's why exactly I think Michael Burry is he's gonna be in some pain for quite some time because the market just keeps on going up. So one quick glance at the market watch heat map looks fairly juicy. And of course, I'll keep buying the AMC dips. But of course, you guys know I'm going to sell the rips. And that's exactly what I've been doing all morning. That's just me. That's just what I do. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. But with that being said, I will see you guys